I pretended to be friends with the woman who stole my promotion last night at the company party. I played her drunken voice memo, confessing she sabotaged my project. They always say revenge is a dish best served with an open bar and 47 witnesses. 6 months ago, I was on track to become the youngest marketing director in my company's history. I had spent 3 years building an innovative digital campaign that increased our client retention by 42%. The promotion was practically guaranteed me. Boss had even started introducing me as our future director to clients. Then Vanessa transferred from our West Coast office. Vanessa was everything I wasn't, tall, effortlessly stylish, with the kind of confidence that came from old money in expensive schools. Within 2 weeks, she had charmed our entire executive team, including my boss. I tried not to be threatened. I focused on finalizing my campaign, which was scheduled to launch the day before promotion decisions were announced. I spent months perfecting it and had triple-checked everything. The morning of the launch, I discovered that someone had completely changed the phosphorus and budget allocations. Instead of reaching our primary debate, the campaign was serving ads to random users in countries we didn't even operate in. The whole thing was a catastrophic failure. During the emergency meeting that followed, Vanessa suggested a quick pivot to salvage what we could. Her solution worked not as well as my original plan would have, but enough to prevent total disaster. She looked like a hero. I looked incompetent. 1 week later, Vanessa was announced. As the new marketing director, I considered quitting immediately, but something didn't add up. I was meticulous about my work. I knew I hadn't made those changes, so I stayed, and I became Vanessa's new best friend. I laughed at her jokes. I brought her coffee exactly how she liked it. I invited her to happy hours and listened to her stories about summers in the Hamptons. I made myself indispensable to her, and most importantly, I watched her drink. Vanessa was one of those people who became increasingly loose-lipped with each cocktail. 3 drinks in, she'd start gossiping about colleagues. 4 drinks and she'd reveal her curiosities. 5 drinks and she'd tell you anything. Last night was our company's annual summer party. Open bar, mandatory attendance for all departments, executives included. Vanessa and I arrived together, she in a designer dress, me in something simple but flattering. Let's do shots, she suggested an hour in, already on her 3rd gin and tonic. By her 5th drink, we were huddled in a corner booth. You know, she slurred. I've always felt kind of bad about your campaign. I kept my face neutral. What do you mean? She leaned in, lowering her voice. I wasn't sure I could compete with you fair and square. You were so good at everything, she hiccuped. So the night before launch, I used your computer while you were at the printer, changed all the pantries, knew it would fail. My heart raced, but I calmly took out my phone. That's quite a confession, Vanessa. Mind if I record this for posterity? Just say that one more time. She laughed, taking it as a joke, and repeated everything. How she'd watched me type my password, how she'd deliberately sabotaged my work, how she positioned herself to provide the solution. Best career move I ever made, she concluded proudly. I smiled and excused myself to the bathroom. Instead, I walked straight to the DD booth and handed over my phone. Can you play this between songs? It's for a special announcement. 3 minutes later, Vanessa's slurred confession echoed through the venue's speakers. The room fell silent. All eyes turned to her, then to me, then to our CEO, who was standing frozen with a champagne glass midway to his lips. Vanessa tried to claim the recording was manipulated. She tried to say she was joking. She tried to call me a vindictive bitch, but 47 people, including the entire executive team, had heard her confession in her own voice. This morning I received an email from IR requesting a meeting. Vanessa's company access has been revoked. My original campaign data has been recovered from Puke and is being relaunched next week. Sometimes the path to justice isn't about confrontation. Sometimes it's about patience, a strategically timed voice memo, and knowing exactly when to order that 5th drink for someone who thinks they've already won.